In light of the recent explosion at Cabras 3 and 4, GPA has been searching for extra ways to generate capacity to avoid shutting the lights off. So how does alternative energy fit into this current crisis? PNC's Tim McHenry has more.
Thanks, guys. We've heard of GPA's alternative plans, and we've also covered what the plans entail and how GPA will look to initiate them. But where does alternative energy fit into the picture? GPA GM John Beneventi has said that GPA is using solar energy from the Dandan solar farm, but outside of that, we haven't really heard too much about it. Well, we sat down with CCU Chairman Joey Duenas, who helps to shed light on the solar farm at Dandan. Here's more. Dandan Solar Farm is part of GPA's plan to have 120 megawatts of renewable energy available. This will help GPA slowly eliminate complete dependency on fossil fuels. Currently, the farm is in phase 1. This is a test phase, as Duenas calls it. But even though it's a test phase, during the current energy crisis, GPA has been able to receive up to 20 megawatts of capacity from the solar farm without paying for it.
We're receiving power from them, but because it's a test phase, you know, for example, if there were a component that went down or had a problem with, and they have to say, okay, we've got to shut it off. They don't have to tell us. They just shut it off because we're not paying them.
Right.
See,
okay,
when we start paying them, and they're going to say, we have a problem, and so today we're going to take it offline, or for the next week we're going to take it offline. They have to tell us.
Speaking of paying, how does solar energy work to the ratepayers? We all know that the sun is only out for a limited amount of time, and since solar energy specifically runs off the sun, do ratepayers pay for solar energy even on cloudy days when the sun is not producing energy?
We're not paying them.
Okay.
So we only pay them. It's called take and pay. When we take, we pay. If we don't take, we don't pay.
At this point, GPA has a contract with NRG Energy to provide solar at about 20 megawatts. The next step is phase 2. Right now, Duenas says that they are currently negotiating prices for GPA to purchase kilowatts per hour.
So these companies are coming to you and they're saying, we'll offer you this kilowatt per hour, and then GPA just has to accept it.
And GPA says, well, you know what, that's still higher. And it was based really on think about it this way. The renewables were replacing fuel and generation. In other words, instead of running this, we're running you. You have to understand, renewable energy is not cheap.
Right.
So to get these people to get in, right now, they can't match the current LEAC and generation costs.
Duenas says that right now, the current homeowner is paying roughly 20 cents per kilowatt hour. Roughly 15 cents of that 20 cents is for generation. With renewable energy, GPA looks to replace generation and fuel costs. This is because renewable energy doesn't require fuel or the same generation costs. This is the negotiation taking place right now, according to Duenas. For phase 2, the price proposals occurred in May. Duenas says because of continued negotiations and the explosions at Cabras 3 and 4, finalizing phase 2 hit a snag. Duenas says GPA should have recommendations ready by an October CCU meeting. For PNC News, I'm Tim McHenry.
There will be a ribbon cutting for phase 1 of the solar farm in Dandan shortly.